It's week 4 of the National Football League, and all eyes are on Sam Darnold. He comes in 4th in the league in passing this year.
It's 3-0 versus 2-1. A good early season battle as we're underway in week 4. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. So out come the Bucs now for their first drive. They'll be led out by the #1 overall pick in the 2018 draft, the Oklahoma Sooner, Baker Mayfield.
And he's a guy who plays with a lot of emotion. He's learned how to channel it really positively, because when he throws the football downfield and makes a big play, he'll be the first guy downfield to celebrate with you. But also when his team needs that confidence, when they need that jolt, they turn to him, and he's ready to provide it.
Only a couple for him there on the game's first play, and it's 2nd down. You talk about this Seahawks defense. They were excellent in that win over the 49ers last week.
Have to admit, I was extremely impressed by what I saw. They ended up getting 4 sacks in the game, stayed in the face of the quarterback the entire time, made it difficult for him to step up and find receivers downfield.
And that's what they told us this week, that pressure on the QB is key. Call it a gain of 3 on the play, and it brings up 3rd and 5 now. Well, this defense for the Seahawks, they were excellent in that win over the 49ers last week.
I have to admit, I was extremely impressed by what I saw on tape, because they stayed in the face of the quarterback.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. 4th down, so on is the punter, Riley Dixon. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. So just a 3-yard return following a punt of 45. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. Leading him out is their 6'3" quarterback, the 3rd overall selection in 2018, Sam Darnold.
You enjoyed watching that game tape, didn't you?
Yeah,
Last week's game.
Good. 4 touchdowns, 1 pick.
Now, you were a little upset about the pick. I didn't know if you would play him this week or not if you were the head coach.
Hey, they got the win.
They got the win, so you're going to give him another chance?
Give him another shot.
All right, I think the ratio's pretty good. He'll try to eliminate the interception, but he wants to keep the hot streak going, throwing touchdown passes.
The numbers a week ago for Kupp: 5 catches, 88 yards.
And that was a nice job there pulling that one in. Now, this is an offense that will certainly spread the ball around a bit, and this is a guy that defenses had better focus on.
That one, a 1st down pickup of 8. Walker with another carry. Oh, that one well designed as he'll take this down to the 30-yard line. 11 yards there and a 1st down for Seattle. Now Darnold. And that is incomplete. Now the coverage a little too good there. Down. The Seahawks in 3-0 here in the month of September. And they coming on a pretty good roll here. Winners of 3 straight.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming. Pretty good little 2-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or 2 because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
Over the middle, finding Smith and Jigba. And he's not going to sniff the 1st down here. He stopped at the 25. Myers' kick is good. And the Seahawks grab a 3-0 lead. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Work on the return. Tampa Bay, they're getting ready. Shop here for their second drive. And the last drive, their first drive, 3 and out. What changes here, if anything?
I think it's making sure the guys that you trust the most with the ball, the biggest playmakers you have, that they touch it on this possession to try and get things moving.
So get it to the horses.
Without a doubt, they're the ones that typically end up in the end zone.
Mike Evans, he's going to go. And all the way down to the 17-yard line. A big play that time for Tampa Bay. 53 yards. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. A first carry for Rachaad White. He had to fight that time. Ran through one tackle, but ultimately he's only going to get back to the line of scrimmage. Here's 2nd and 10. To throw, Mayfield. And he's wrapped up. Taken down. Back at the 25. Leonard Williams, the former number 6 overall pick, got the sack that time.
They've gobbled up over 30 yards of turf so far, but a sack knocks them backwards. And that interrupts the momentum they were building. Good opportunity for the defense to escape this drive before they get to the end zone.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And this is caught at the 8. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Buccaneers. Rachaad White, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Buccaneers are able to answer the early 3 points and take a first-quarter lead. Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And that makes it a 7-3 lead. Following the touchdown, here's McLaughlin to kick off. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. Up the middle, here's Walker. And slow going there as he'll only get a yard, maybe, up to the 41. You look at this defense for Tampa Bay. They've been pretty solid against the pass. Toward the middle of the pack, number 14 in the NFL.
So I'm prepping for this game. I kept asking myself the question, what's keeping this group from being top 10 in the league against the pass?
And?
Too many mistakes, especially little mistakes. And those add up into big...
And down he goes, a Buccaneer sack. The Seahawks will call on Michael Dixon on 4th down to punt this one away. He only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. It's a 4-yard return following a punt of 49. And the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. Back now comes Tampa Bay. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
There's a short one taken in by Otten.
That was an okay hook up there with his tight end, but unfortunately, they didn't get the kind of yards they had hoped for. That's going to bring up 3rd down.
It'll be a nickel look here for the Seahawks on 3rd down. Mayfield now. Looking for Godwin, and he's got him complete. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. Riley Dixon now to punt it away. First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. That's taken on the 25. It's a 40-yard punt, 6 yards on the return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
The Seattle now ready to march out of the field.
And Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there. It was a quick 3-and-out, and they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
Going up top for Kupp. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Almost feels like anything you can do, we're going to try and match or do better. We've already seen one touchdown pass from the opposition. They tried to equal it on that throw.
On the counter, it's Walker.
And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Officially nothing on that one, no gain, so they're left with still 10 to go on 3rd down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. Seahawk football here to start quarter number 2 as they've got it with a 3rd down coming up.
Now, right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the 1st down and move the chains.
Darnold from the gun.
Oh, he had him. He was open, but
get it to him. It's incomplete. On 4th down, ready to punt, Michael Dixon. And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And this one goes angling out of bounds, and it will be spotted inside the 30-yard line.
The Tampa Bay offense set to go again. No points last time out. They were forced to punt, if you remember, but no time to dwell on that. They've still got the lead here and a chance to add to that here. 1st and 10 as this new drive starts.
DeMarcus Lawrence in on the tackle.
But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped him. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
Mayfield to throw it. And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down. DeMarcus Lawrence able to record his 5th sack of the season. In motion goes the tight end. From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. Under pressure, they got him again. Now we're going to get a timeout here as it looks like there's a Seahawk injured on the play. Here's Riley Dixon now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. That's taken at around the 40. That'll go as a 46-yard punt with a return of 7. And out will come the offense as they take over. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
Straight ahead, Walker.
And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. It's a gain of 15, 1st down Seahawks.
They're going right back to Walker.
And some room to maneuver.
And he's able to work his way down inside the red zone to the 19-yard line. 47 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries.
And they really needed to get something going, didn't they? They had punted on the last 2 possessions. The running game starting to come to the front for them, providing a nice pickup there to keep this drive going.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now off the bootleg, Darnold. They'll roll him out right. Trying to find Cup, but it's intercepted. Picked up by Jamel Dean. And the Bucs are going to take over once again at their own 25-yard line.
And as we... have been precious so far, and they just threw some away on that snap. And look, let's face it, as we advance further into this game, that play will be on the minds of everyone who's watching it. They wonder if this is the turning point. Is this the spot where those points were given away and could cost them a ball game?
Following the interception, Mayfield. He'll find his rookie wideout from Ohio State here. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a 2nd and about a foot. Here's Mayfield. In trouble, and he's taken down. That winds up pushing him back 11 yards on the sack. And that'll bring up 3rd. Mayfield from the gun on 3rd down. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. It's a loss of 10 on the sack, and it leads to 4th. Dixon, the punter, is on as he sends it away. So possession goes over here on the punt. And they will take over 1st and 10. The Seahawks offense now, they get set to go back to work. In a close game like this, Charles, those interceptions like they had on the last drive could be costly. But here they've got another opportunity to seize control of this game.
And they better take advantage of it, because otherwise, if they end up losing by 1 score, they'll relive this over and over and over until they have another opportunity to wipe it away.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Out of the shotgun, here's Darnold. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
Darnold. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. Here's Michael Dixon now to punt. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Taking it about the 16. And he'll take a shot at the end of that one, and they'll begin right there. It's a 45-yard punt, but a decent return there of 9 yards. Now Mayfield and the Bucs come up on 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. In motion, the tight end. Mayfield looks to throw. Left side here, that's complete to Godwin. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Now a give up the middle. This is White. And he's going to be down at the 35. Gain of 7. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. And he'll get this away into the humid Florida sky. 43 yards on the punt, return of 4, and it'll be Seahawk football 1st and 10. The Seattle now ready to march onto the field. As we eke closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted
They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Got it here at the 29 on 2nd and 8. Here's Darnold.
He's got a man complete. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown.
Kenneth Walker, 71 yards. And the Seahawks have regained the lead.
Extra point up and through by Myers. And the lead is now 10-7. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
And Tampa Bay trots out there now.
See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled-out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He would love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
Mayfield off the play fake.
Finding Otten once more. And he will get enough for a first down, and that will lead us to the 2-minute warning.
They'll send a receiver in motion to the right. Throwing, Mayfield. And this is incomplete.
Following the play here, now we've got an injury. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. 2nd and 10.
Mayfield with it once more. This is White on the screen. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Now Mayfield.
Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked by Julian Love.
And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
Well, there's a reason they call him a ball-hawking safety. It looked like he read that, Charles, and he wasn't stopping there. After he got it, he took it all the way to the house to widen their lead.
And what's interesting to me, Brandon, is that our spotter, Bruce Murray, right before that snap, pointed to his number on my play sheet. Got to see him a little bit as a ball hawk and a return man that time, didn't we? That's just the type of play they expect from him, and he delivers in a big way. Nice call, Bruce.
And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30.
And Tampa Bay trots out there now.
Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick 6, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick 6 and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, oh, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
Mayfield. Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. They run straight ahead here with White. And a short gain there as he'll get it up only to about the 24. Now the Seahawks call the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number 1. Fielded at about the 28. A 7-yard return following a punt of 45 yards.
The Seahawks offense and Kenneth Walker set to take.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway.
And with a 17-7 lead, maybe they're just looking to get into the locker room. The throw here right sideline falls incomplete.
He was trying to find Noah Fant, the tight end, but it'll be second down. Back to throw, Darnold.
And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up third down. He did an okay job of absorbing the hit, just couldn't secure the football through the catch.
And he was right there on the spot and forced the incompletion. That's something defenders work on all the time. If you're there, make the contact, but continue to work your way through the receiver so that you can't possess the football and turn it into a catch.
Now the Seahawks forced to use their third and final timeout as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. Throwing again is Darnold. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone.
And that's going to be incomplete.
And that's where you're counting on a receiver's size being an advantage. They were hoping he could go up the top of a smaller DB and haul that one in. A good thought, but that time it didn't work out.
Now it's Darnold. He's going to go up top again. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be third down. Darnold now to throw. He'll take a shot for the end zone. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Marquez Valdez-Scantling in the final seconds of the first half.
And the Seahawks will extend their lead here just before halftime.
Myers connects on the PAT. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17.
So just 8 ticks remaining here in the first half as they'll kick this one away. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25.
And with time running short here, they'll simply take a knee, and that should do it for half number one. So we've come upon halftime with the visiting Seahawks. They're out in front. As we send you a stone's throw away across I-4 to Orlando. There standing by is Jonathan.
And we'll jump right over halftime and keep the game going here in Week 4. Second half kickoff, ready to go.
And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. The Seahawks with the advantage, and they get the football first as the second half is underway.
And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. The Seahawks offense and Sam Darnold headed back up.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense.
As this offense takes the field to begin the opening drive of the second half, Charles, remember in that first half, good through the air and really all around an outstanding offensive performance.
Absolutely. They reached the end zone several times. The passing game working awfully well, and most importantly, partner,
Yeah, they went into the tunnel with a lead. They come back out with that lead.
Absolutely. NFL coaches, we know they're perfectionists in a lot of ways, but they had to like what they saw in that first half.
And too much juice. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete.
They decided the opportunity was there and launched a deep ball, but he was unable to get away from the defender. Couldn't create space, couldn't uncover at the end of the route, and that one winds up incomplete.
They had the incomplete pass on second down. Now they need a big play here, 3rd and 10. Here's Darnold. And that is incomplete, but a penalty flag coming in. This could be a first down.
Defense.
Some boos coming down right now from this home crowd after that call.
Yeah, and that was because of the pass interference call, but for a second there I thought maybe they'd gotten a look at my appearance as Othello in the high school play.
You were Othello?
Not a good one, let me tell you.
After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10. To throw is Darnold.
And he's going to be touched down, but he's got the first down.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the 3rd quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
And he'll be brought down at about the 42.
From the 42-yard line, here's a 2nd down and 9.
A shotgun snap for Darnold. Over the middle, that's hauled in by Cup. And this is going to lead to another first down as the tackle's made at the Bucs 30. 12 yards there as they move the chains.
As long as you go through your proper reads and progressions, the drag route can be one of those old reliable plays, because usually it's good for a good chunk of yardage, as we just saw there.
And those guys like it, right? They can get the ball with a full head of steam.
Especially against man coverage, because man coverage, they're typically running away from someone and not worried about traffic coming out on the other end.
Walker now on 1st and 10.
Room here to run.
And a hard-working run here as he's got it inside the 20, down to the 17. 60 yards rushing for him now as he's run it 11 times.
A big hole there. How about him handling the point of attack? Just positioning himself so that run could go right off of his backside and deep into the secondary.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. On the give, here's Charbonnet.
And he'll be stopped after a gain of only a couple, down to the 15-yard line.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
This is 2nd and 8.
Quickly, but it's incomplete.
Well, this at least is the right idea. I think they've got to get the tight end more involved.
He had just one target in the first half, incomplete. Now incomplete here with the first target in the second half.
Yeah, should not stop them at all from going back to him, though. Find him. Find him.
Now Darnold.
Setting up the screen here. This is Walker.
And he's just going to be short here, barely, maybe by a half a foot. It'll be 4th and inches.
They'll run for it. It's Walker.
He didn't get the touchdown, but he did get the first down as he's tackled at the 1. They're able to keep the drive alive, 7 yards that time, and the decision to go for it proves to be a good one. They'll look to throw. That's caught at the 2. And he'll actually lose a little bit of yardage here. Back to the 2. It'll go as a loss on the play. Not what you need down here. It's going to be 2nd and goal.
Walker Trying to get to the goal line, but he's going to be stopped just short at the 1. The second down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there.
Well, Brandon, we always know that once you score 1 touchdown,
you're
without a doubt. And so far today, he's got 1, but was denied as he tried to get the second one.
Walker once more.
And he's across the chalk into the end zone. Touchdown, Seahawks.
Ken Walker
with his second touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year,
as his guys have opened up a very comfortable lead.
Extra point up and through by Myers. And the lead is now 24. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away.
And out a little across the 25 to the 27. The Buccaneers offense ready to rock and roll again. And they have had their problems moving the ball through the air as we take you through some of the action from earlier. This secondary has played about as well as you can. Many times they've left this quarterback with nowhere to go with the football.
And those two just haven't been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect them to have more completions to him in this game.
To throw, Mayfield. And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down.
DeMarcus Lawrence able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his 3rd sack of the afternoon.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
Looking for Godwin, and he's got him complete. And he is going to have the Buccaneers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Regular.
The tight end in motion right.
Now there's a short one taken in by Otten.
Just a gain of a couple there. And it'll be 2nd down.
They'll go up the middle with White.
And now they're going to get him down right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage.
Looking for Evans, and it's intercepted.
And the Seahawks are going to have the short field here as they'll take over right at the 50.
And Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively of getting inside a quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively, not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you've got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material.
Back to throw. That'll be caught. It's Cup. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20.
First down, Seattle, 16 yards the gain there.
They'll drop to throw.
Oh, and that is incomplete.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game. It has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try and pick up another first down.
That ball is caught. Marquez Valdez-Scantling.
He's up to 87 yards receiving now, and it's a first down. Here's Walker.
And he's going to get him about 3 yards closer. He's down to about the 2.
And now defensively, you have to look at this like the game's on the line. It's just the 3rd quarter, but another touchdown given up here could really spell an end.
And he is in for the Seattle touchdown.
Kenneth Walker with his 4th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Seahawks will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the 3rd.
Myers connects on the PAT, and the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away.
And this return going to come to a quick end as he is belted at the end of that one.
Now the Buccaneers offensive unit back out on the field.
It's a game that they would rather probably forget about, at least to this point, Charles. And one reason is turnovers. The turnover on the last drive, they had the issue in the first half as well, and that's really, unfortunately for them, helped to put this game out of reach.
And you know they won't want to admit it to themselves, but we know that winning the game is pretty much out of the picture now. So their bottom line is, how do they play a clean game the rest of this one, right? Take care of the football, no more turnovers, and see how that works.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. Back now in Tampa. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair.
Ball on the 27. Here's 2nd and 6.
Mayfield now. He'll wind up with positive yardage. It's a gain of 3, but now it's 3rd down.
Well, it certainly appears to me that the defensive guys are starting to look a little bit tired while he still has some fresh legs. Not the biggest gain we've seen on a scramble, but still some positive yardage on a play that initially looked like a sure win for the defense.
There's a short one taken in by Otten.
And he'll be tackled about 2 yards shy of the line to gain. A 1-yard pickup leads to 4th down. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. They'll run for it. This is White. And nowhere to go. He's going to be stopped behind the line. He needed a couple, but he didn't even get back to the line of scrimmage. And the Seahawks, they'll get the football back in outstanding field position. They'll try and start this drive in the air. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Now a 2nd and 10.
Up the middle they run. It's Walker.
And a strong run there as he'll maneuver his way down inside the 15. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Valdez-Scantling in motion left.
Darnold.
He completes this to Walker.
And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and it's 2nd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. The offense on 3rd down, they've converted 3 times in 8 chances. This time they face a 3rd and 2.
And Charbonnet once again.
And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle.
Zach Charbonnet.
A 6-yard touchdown run.
And the Seahawks are going to be moving to 4-0 as they extend their lead.
Extra point up and through by Myers. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away.
And able to get this out to the 25. The Buccaneers offense and running back Rachaad White set to take over again. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. Mayfield to throw it. We said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
And they work this well upfield across the 45. 22 yards on the catch and run, a first down.
That's good. We're on Tampa Bay. What's that? First and 10 at the 46-yard line.
Here's Mayfield. Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawks defense. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack. Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. Mayfield looks to throw. Under pressure, and they got to him again.
The pressure from multiple guys there as they bury him for a big 9-yard loss.
But one thing I do know, these guys on defense, they don't want this game to end. They're winning by multiple touchdowns. They've shut down the opposing quarterback in a big way. And
the pressure gets to him again. Now we're going to get a timeout. Appears we've got an injured Buccaneer. Here's Riley Dixon now, standing right on his own 5-yard line. It's a 40-yard punt, 4 yards on the return. So here are the Seahawks ready to take over on offense. They're on a 3-game winning streak, and right now looking good in this one as well. Here's Darnold.
He'll let this go deep for Smith and Jigba.
And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Partner, you and I have struggled with this for years. You've got the lead. Just take care of the football and burn some of that clock. But there's something to be said for not taking your foot off the gas as well, because you can never have too big of a cushion. That one, though, falls incomplete.
To throw again on second down. Darnold. Hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Well, up big here in the fourth quarter, up really big. That pass and incompletion, I don't think they needed the completion, but Charles, this is an offense right now that they're just having fun. They're clicking on all cylinders.
Yeah, you're right. They didn't need a completion. They certainly don't need any more points, but they're not going to turn them down. They're going to continue to run what they have in their playbook, and they still want to run it efficiently.
That one good for only 6, and it leaves them with a fourth down. They snap it. They're going for it. Here's Darnold. This is Fant on the short completion. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. Again, he'll drop to throw. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Out of the gun, Walker with it. And a very determined run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 27. Good effort. And his fine afternoon on the ground continues. That last run going to put him over 100 yards for the ball game.
Back to throw now on first down. And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack. Throwing on 2nd and long. Darnold.
Oh, he rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And the Buccaneers are going to take possession here.
Well, they get a fourth quarter pick. A little something to hang their hat on, I guess.
Okay, so let's face it, though. Who's happy about this play? Fantasy guys, right?
Yeah.
The analytics will tell you one thing or another. That's a bad play on one hand, a good play on the other, but it's all about the fantasy points here.
Yeah, because pressure comes and down goes Baker Mayfield. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack. Throwing, Mayfield.
Out route, and the ball is caught by Godwin. Now he's loose down the left sideline. Chris Godwin.
And he's across for the touchdown. Too little, too late, but he does get in for 6.
No wonder you're grinning. You just beat me in our fantasy league.
Indeed I did, my good man. Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. Following the touchdown, here's McLaughlin to kick off.
And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The visitors' offense and their quarterback ready to go once more.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway.
And it would seem as if their 3-game winning streak is about to go to 4, but still a little work to do as they start 1st and 10.
They've got his man complete. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. And they have just about put this one on ice as they've got it here 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun, here's Darnold. And that is incomplete.
I think it's fairly safe to call this game over, but they're still trying to bomb it downfield and add to their lead. Almost makes you start to feel for the defense and root for them a little bit, too.
That is incomplete. A CD, they're up big, but they're still passing it. I mean, this is an offense that's had a lot of success in this game, and it seems like they're just having fun out there.
And it does feel like there's been a shift out there, doesn't it, partner? Listen, if you're up, you can continue to do what you want to do. It's up to the other team to make you change how you do things. they'll continue to throw it around until stopped.
He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete. Well, they're up comfortably here, Charles, but that lead certainly not dissuading them from pressing the envelope late. I mean, if anything, with these passes, it's like they're getting more aggressive to try to drive the ball downfield.
And that will certainly lend itself to some post-game questions for that coach, and maybe you and I should attend that press conference and see what he has to say, because someone's going to ask him why he continued to push it. My guess, he didn't like how some of the snaps were run earlier, and he wanted to use that as a chance to clean things up, but he certainly will have some explaining to do.
The Seahawks go for it but can't convert, and the Buccaneers defense holds and they get the football back. Mayfield. Over the middle, he finds Godwin, complete. And he's corralled at the 40, but not before picking up 8. Second and a couple. Working out of the gun, Mayfield. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down. Now Mayfield. And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down.
Brought down by multiple defenders, and it's a loss of 12.
That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now second down and 22 yards to go.
This one incomplete and over everybody. Looked like a clear throwaway, but the officials, they're going to say there's a receiver over there in the area, so no flags, and it's third down.
From the shotgun, it's Mayfield.
Throw left side, hauled in by Otten.
They'll get 19 out of this, but it will still bring up a fourth down.
And as this defense walks off the field, they can do so with their heads held high. What a performance by the offense, too. I mean, really, Charles, just complete domination on both sides of the football here in this one.
Certainly was, and I think both sides compete against each other all the time. You go at each other in practice, obviously your training camps, your off season, but on game day, you both want to show your best, and I think that's what we saw from both the offense and the defense, a complete team victory.
So for the Seahawks, hey, they finish a perfect month of September as they move to 4-0 on the new campaign, and they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for Tampa Bay, they'll fall back to 500 at 2-2. And they'll try to rebound next week on the road in Washington.